Welcome back to another episode of Black Icons. Today we discuss one of the two most famous women in ancient Egypt, Queen Nefertiti. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, like, and share. It helps the channel with the YouTube algorithm. Before we start, we'll need to clear up the controversy that surrounds the race of ancient Egyptians and Nefertiti herself. Historian and activist Akela best explains the situation.
Understand that it was actually argued by otherwise intelligent people that there were two races of black people. There were Negroes and there were Hamites. Hamites were any Africans that didn't look absolutely stereotypically what we think of West African people to supposedly look like. Anyone that has a slightly thin nose or any kind of straight hair or any features randomly that we decide was a Hamite. And Hamites were responsible for all of the civilization in Africa, and they descended from Europeans. Negroes, on the other hand, they were the real black people. And even when we find evidence of Negroes, we'll just say they were Hamites, as you have here. This is how silly and how ridiculous ideas, pseudo-scientific ideas like race make otherwise intelligent people behave. Next slide, please. Again, two early Egyptologists saying very much the same thing. Egyptian civilization is not Asiatic, but African in origin, of Negro origin. However paradoxical this may seem, we are not accustomed, in fact, to endow the black or related races with too much intelligence. So Professor Abiy Amelou straight away hit on what the issue was. Francois Champollion, the founding father of Egyptology, the man who decoded the Rosetta Stone, what did he have to say? Because apparently, according to National Geographic, the only people that think the ancient Egyptians were black were crazy Afrocentric black people. But let's see. The Egyptians belonged to a race quite similar to the Kenuas, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, or Barbarous, present inhabitants of Nubia, Sudan. In the present Copts of Egypt, we do not find any of the characteristic features of the ancient Egyptian population. The Copts are the result of crossbreeding. Seems normal when a country gets invaded, there's interbreeding. The people that live in America today are not representative of the ancient indigenous Americans for the most part. Even though those people still live there, the average citizen of New York does not look like the average American 500 years ago. With all the nations that successively dominated Egypt, i.e. the Greeks and Romans, it is wrong to seek in them the principal features of the old race. And I could go on ad infinitum of Egyptologist after Egyptologist who, even if they felt compelled to racially abuse the ancient Egyptians, which many of them did, some of the art historians talk about how can you ever say their carvings are nice when they're so obviously Negro. Many of them, scores of them are like, well, obviously they were black, that's why they were uncivilized. So Egyptologists were presented with this real problem. Either ancient Egypt was civilized and European, or uncivilized and African. And very few of them acknowledged that it was both highly civilized, highly technically advanced, and also African, but a few of them did.
As we can see, ancient Egyptian history has become embroiled in racism and politics. Akela further adds,
often what's displayed in museums can be the most, or what is perceived to be the most European looking ancient Egyptian carving. So you'll see Nefertiti everywhere. But we know Nefertiti's dad wasn't African. It's not surprising that Nefertiti was light skinned and she looked a certain way. If you don't know that history, someone's going to say to you, this is Nefertiti. She's representative of what all the ancient Egyptians look like. Can you see how you'd be confused? Next slide, please. And of course, let me be clear, that's not me saying the ancient Egyptian population was in no way mixed. That would also be ridiculous. Ancient Egypt was a mega civilization. Like any civilization, it would have attracted immigration, it attracted invasions several times in its history. I'm not saying every single ancient Egyptian had totally jet black skin, because there's no way for me to know that. What I'm saying is, they definitely didn't look like Christian Bale.
Nefertiti, like much of Egyptian history, has been Eurocentrified. She was in reality similar in appearance to present-day Ethiopian or Eritrean women. Dutch artist Bas Uterwyk used an AI program to produce the realistic image that you see on your screen now of Queen Nefertiti and her husband, the Pharaoh Akhenaten. Now let's get down to discussing this amazing queen. Born in Thebes in 1370 BC, her name means the beautiful woman, which she undoubtedly was. Nefertiti and Akhenaten initiated a religious revolution in which one god only, Aten, the sun god, was worshipped. This was a great undertaking and revolutionized Egyptian politics and life. She had 6 daughters, some of which can be seen in the engraving on your screen. And for a while she was thought to have been the mother of the pharaoh Tutankhamun. However, genetic testing has proven this to be incorrect. Nefertiti is speculated to have succeeded her husband on his death to rule Egypt until Tutankhamun became pharaoh, making her one of the only few female rulers of ancient Egypt. Nefertiti died under mysterious circumstances in 1330 BC. Her tomb has never been found, and she has become part of modern popular culture, with the Nefertiti chain and her iconography becoming familiar to many in Afrocentric circles. She is truly a great queen and a great icon. Thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, please subscribe, definitely comment, and give me any feedback and ideas for new episodes in this series. Thank you.